everyone, welcome to the Knights of the Smith dinner table real play video of our Deadlands Hell on Earth campaign. When last we left the stalwart survivors and a couple of weird Westerners, we had been in a ballroom watching a presentation when a bunch of bandits decided to turn it into a robbery. After a very bloody fight, in which at least one of the bandits was decapitated, and their ringleader was captured.
I don't think I decapitated.
Nope, that was Armin.
That was Armin.
Armin
did it right in front of Gus.
Yeah, right in front of Gus.
He peed, I almost got sick in the stomach.
But we captured the guy.
You did capture the leader.
Oh yeah, he didn't go anywhere.
I put the handcuffs on him.
That's why you don't have this. What
I want my handcuffs back, by the way. Or at least a replacement pair. Do I have a key with my handcuffs?
Yes.
I don't think that was on the list.
And we already went over they weren't fuzzy.
They are not fuzzy handcuffs.
You are kind of the chaotic person that would buy a set and throw the key. I don't need this.
I am super excited about this character because
Yeah.
I have like the fancy clothes and I have my fancy dress and my
I had
fancy
to twist
boots.
your arm to buy.
I'm glad I bought it now
They
though.
almost had a fortune to buy it, man.
And my fancy silk stockings and my bonnet, my big bow tied right underneath my neck,
Yeah, but she like guarded the stocking. I know.
and my gold watch.
So this guy in front of Gus is down, right?
Yes.
Everybody's dead.
Armin is unconscious. He's the guy with the sword. The other guy with the sword.
But all the bandits are dead as well.
All the bandits, but their leader is dead.
What does PS stand for?
He is prone and S is stunned.
Who is
Whoops.
that?
That is Armin.
So Gus,
My Armin?
Yes, you
Gus is really like timid, but he's gonna kind of walk up towards him since he just saw him decapitate a guy, and he's gonna kind of like put his gun back in the holster and go up and shakily try to kind of grab him and check him out.
Yep. Is someone up here besides me?
Just you. Dillinger's there, as is Hoskins, and that African American lady.
Okay.
And she is currently tending to Hoskins. Dillinger's picking himself up.
Can I help Dillinger get up and be like, hey, watch this guy? And I'm gonna go run to Armin.
Yeah, he's white.
And I want to lay on hands.
Gus is just gonna kind of back up with his hands up. Now let
So then you see something.
Mark will move the sword.
The two of you see something that really defies explanation. The other lady who has the big sword, his Armin's sword is like a Viking sword. She's got a great sword.
Yes,
more or
Gus is probably gonna fall on his ass
no,
as he
two-handed.
tries to like back up.
She runs up, slides to her knees right up next to him, and starts to lean down over him, and her hands start to glow.
Ah, it's a witch! It's a witch!
Yeah, it's like okay.
Yeah, Gus is gonna fall on his ass and just start like crawling backwards frantically.
Do you want me to roll? Lay on hands?
Yeah, go ahead.
Samuel is not putting his guns away. He's got them out still. He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
What about Dungaree and
I think I'll put my swords away, seeing as there's no one left fighting.
24.
you definitely healed him, but he doesn't wake up. You feel like something's going on inside of his head.
Well,
I do have the greater reward.
It's not a disease.
it's a sword.
It's kind of like Avatar. He's not plugged in right now, so the body just lays there.
But he's healed.
He is healed.
I'm gonna go back up.
And as you look up, you notice that one of the people left in the room is pointing his guns at you, and the other one is panicking and scooting away on his ass.
I'm just going back up to the other guy. These guys don't.
As you guys were watching and your hands glowed, you saw all like little cuts and scrapes. The wounds just stitch themselves closed again.
Pretty handy to have.
I'll go scoop up Armin, toss him on my shoulder, and take him back to our room or whatever. And
Okay.
Tommy needs to lay off some of that mead or whatever he's been drinking lately. I get like a little pack.
We know each other.
Who?
We don't know them.
Me and Gus don't even know each other.
The four of us know.
Yes.
Yes.
We've been traveling together for several months.
Yeah.
Remember it in previous episodes.
I believe James said to go and review them online so you have to date on stuff. That he was supposed to do that, on the drive home. I think he said to him, but apparently that did not happen.
Actually, it did because I remembered the fight, and then we had to leave the back.
Yeah, but
This is the
apparently,
character
remember
that went back in time.
apparently
Yeah, I
she
know that.
forgot about the other 4 people she's been adventuring with.
No, she doesn't. Never forgets Armin.
And Dungry Dave. And you're not Rick today, are
No,
you?
no, I'm Jason. Jason Horn.
Jason Bull.
Red shot, yes.
And I kind of knew
Right,
Nick and I
shot.
knew each other because Nick has the horse, I have the buckboard.
Yep.
I remember things, important things, like what I'm wearing. I have a buckboard that has a horse and it's not mine.
She doesn't remember the people she's supposed to be
Oh, yeah,
traveling
the
with.
modified.
Yeah, the modified one.
All right,
One
so-
that's a covered wagon that's not a covered wagon.
Jason scooped Armin up and mumbles something about taking him back to your guys' lodging.
Who's like, no, what town are we in?
1877,
No, not what time, what town.
Salt Lake City.
Okay.
You're at the Salt Lake Grand.
And do we know who the sheriff is here?
No. It's a big town.
Real big town.
Kind of out of
Does
my jurisdiction.
It's like 600,000 people at this time, I think,
Wow.
for Deadlands. The population numbers are a little different.
We give a lot of
What-
small towns.
what does Please escape me. The
Posse to do
Dillinger.
He's just sitting there and he's rubbing his head where he got buffaloed.
You need help?
I'll be all right, ma'am.
What should we do with this guy?
I expect that the law has already been called.
And as I'm walking out, and I remind her, I'm like, he's going to be like that for about another half hour, so you got time.
Paralyze the shit out of him.
As you're talking to Dillinger, the lady says, Dillinger, I'm going to take Edward up to his room and check him out.
Who's Edward?
Or Edgar, not Edward. Edgar. Edgar has.
He's the guy that was talking.
No, the
guy.
African American woman was the one talking
Oh, I meant like
just now.
who was giving the speech of.
That was Dillinger.
Ask him to the math teacher.
Does he need assistance?
No, I'll take care of him.
Can I get a read on her? Like,
Make a scrutinize check.
where's scrutinize?
Fine.
Cognition.
This is one of the different colors. What else is
It's right underneath arts. Right above search.
Oh. Okay. I thought you said it was under mine. What's under
I said it was under cognition. I said cognition.
I hear Nick better than I hear you. Might have something to do with you sitting closer.
That's
Yeah.
all those years of marriage.
Or that I've actually talked to you today and I remembered what your voice sounded like and I've now forgotten. I remembered how to forget it.
That could be. We need some good old.
So that's 23.
23.
That's very nice.
And this character is pretty well rounded. As opposed to my Saturday character who has like no points in anything, but really big on one.
Alright.
So I believe she's telling the truth.
What you're getting is a definitive sense of concern for him from her.
How about as to her ability to heal him?
You don't know if she can heal him, but she could probably treat his wounds pretty well.
I'll check out the bandit guy, see if he's got anything on him, like concealed weapons or whatnot.
The only weapon that you find on him is the pump action shotgun, which is still held in his hand, or well, was held in his hands until she took it out and just dropped it to the ground. He's wearing a black Stetson with black handkerchief tucked into it, and in his pockets of his pants, you find 15 more 16 gauge shells. Or is it
You
12?
don't need to roll a search check, right?
Nope. What?
Sarah was asking about the relevance of this black pack, and I was explaining to her that those currently not exist.
Well, I mean, back in the Old West, all the bad guys were known as black hats. Good guys were known as white hats.
Cowboys.
Who wore red scarves?
Sashes.
Well,
Scarves.
Sash.
They called them sashes.
I'm gonna need nothing to do here, right?
No.
You didn't need to borrow anything, so.
You gonna wait for the?
I was
The
gonna
law?
say I'm gonna kind of take him down and sit on top of the stage
Okay.
and have him on the floor with me.
What about you, Dave?
I'll wait around this during his time.
That me.
Yeah.
That me.
What about the other two of you?
I'm gonna take a long draw from my whiskey.
You've seen some weird things.
And I guess I'd be familiar with the town. Things that the law was already called.
Most likely, yeah.
And check so we got shots.
There were a lot of gunshots. Yeller.
So this is the normal thing that we've always had guys that I work with
I mean,
that are common.
that's up to you. Do you have a profession?
But
You have-
one of them's real bad. I'm not good.
Do you have profession law?
No.
So you could try and default it to figure out if robbing the robbers is against the law. One die of your knowledge with a -4.
My knowledge is -4.
Yep.
One.
No? You roll? He busted.
Busted. Would be like a
That-
knowledge local
that's-
idea.
No, this would be specifically towards the laws. What was that?
I've seen one out 5, 6, 7.
He hasn't actually started. He seems to just be thinking about it.
Yeah, I was
As
just
far as you know, that's a hanging offense.
I think you're too afraid to even approach us.
Right. Well, I wasn't like gonna like steal stuff from them. I was just asking. Like, this was a typical like shoot and loot.
What's that?
Do you have profession law? It'd be under knowledge. Yeah, but unfortunately, let me double check. But I'm pretty sure it's professional law. Let me find. That's it.
Why do I have all the books here?
I just stacked them up down there.
Those are for Christmas. Start reading before that.
City's library.
Well, there's librarians. She could play a librarian. Just a bookworm.
Just a non-magic
Yeah, he is.
So here's that's
I don't know what's Dillinger have to say. He's right here too, right?
Yep, he's. Well, ultimately, that would be up to Dr. Haskins and his compatriot Sophie.
That's the guy who's up in
Yes.
the where are they staying?
Here, but I would give them some time. I'm
Oh,
certain
yeah,
that they are shaken up.
I don't expect a presentation of your material that you found and interrupted by Duddies. Oh no, that's not the case.
No. Reviews.
I really like the word Duddy. I looked it up and everything.
Yeah.
What are you guys go to the Grand Canyon?
Also, expect you to be cutting other people's swords.
Maybe.
But, you know, hey.
I really wanted to go out there. I heard it was real neat, but I haven't got out of town much.
Hear about the adventure that's out there for us? The expedition?
No, I just thought it was a big hole in the ground.
Have you not been listening to the conversation that was happening before all this took place?
How fun.
They got to try to be spirit out of your head a bit.
Yeah, that's mostly sword. Did you see what that guy did? He took the butt. Did you see him? He cut his head clean off.
That is odd in this area. You guys have to understand that.
You don't.
No, I did say. I saw it too.
Is he
I love being
slow?
Cheryl.
Yes.
To Cheryl. It's the best.
You are Cheryl.
I am Cheryl and Cheryl right now.
If,
not like
if you
I'm-
think you can hang with us,
I'm good at something.
he's going to us. So you know.
Pick up this word and it's got to go.
Ooh. Can he not sit by me? Yeah, tickets.
I don't even know if we're going.
Oh, okay. I don't know
All
how
right.
we're supposed to go from here. Other than
After
where we're supposed to go.
about 10 minutes, a trio of deputies come walking in, and one of them, yep. And it's really odd because they're all dressed very nicely, very professionally, like business suits with bowlers. They're wearing
I have my fancy dress on too.
their 10 stars.
I'm gonna whisper.
You've never heard of the agency. You're right, but you haven't heard about it yet, character-wise. Especially not in Deseret.
I'll get up and
I thought they were here
Go
for
over
that
it.
scientist factory. Figured they'd be around. They'd be impressed.
Yeah, but they don't
but
announce
you don't know
themselves.
anything.
They're called the United States Secret Service
There's
Agency.
a rumor around town. They're called the agents.
Say they're called the Secret Service Agency?
Well, that's the official name of it, yes. But I was stressing the secret.
I didn't hear the inflection change.
I
of your
didn't
voice.
tell you any of that. Never mind. That was metagaming by accident. I apologize.
I'll get up and walk over to them and
Um,
introduce myself.
As you're walking over, the one thing you notice is, I mean, one of the deputies is carrying a shotgun.
Mind you, I don't have my sword out of the room, so
Yes, I can dress it.
Yep.
One of them's carrying a shotgun that has 3 barrels that look like they would rotate. The other 2 each have pistols with multiple barrels. And they look like Gatling versions of those firearms. And
Same thing.
the guy with the shotgun kind of takes up a point right next to the guy who you captured. Looks him over.
They're not on.
No, they're not on the screen. Looks him over. Looks back to you guys. Says, "Are you the Gentiles who took down these criminals?" Gentiles.
You mean if we take care of the situation? Yes.
Good.
I know.
From what the folks outside told us, you were acting in defense of the crowd.
And the treasures, what was they called? Artifacts.
Right. All right.
The guy who's clearly the leader, the one with the shotgun, turns, looks at the guy that you have in handcuffs, and says, Buford Dixon. I was hoping we'd meet someday, sir. The Mormon court will be more than happy to deal with you.
Well, you still got about another 10 minutes or so.
And he motions for the other 2 guys to grab him, looks to you guys and says, "Now, normally discharging firearms in the city is against the law, but seeing as how you were protecting the fine folks of Salt Lake, we're willing to let you off on a clear case of self-defense."
Well, sir, they didn't use firearms, so there's no laws broken in that respect.
That was me. I shot that one guy twice, but he was shooting the other guy, but he was
Am
shooting.
I close enough to fix him?
As like, if you look at the bodies, that's not firearm damage. You ever seen a firearm take the head off before?
Yes, actually.
Cleanly like that?
And old Betsy here can do it.
Cleanly like that?
I had a cow named Betsy.
Hey, you two, well,
Just who
you
are
would know
I'm not that stupid.
with weird science,
Just a farm boy.
it's very possible. And they are definitely using weird science devices for their weapons. That's a Gatling shotgun and a pair of Gatling pistols.
Yeah, none of my hindrances say come
So you
on.
didn't tell me that.
What
You
if
guys didn't tell me about the one in guts. You see him?
He's still whining about us not telling him about this.
Damn straight. Good job. You do your job. Get the new one. So,
You're right.
don't
Clueless, you just typically don't pay attention to your
It's
surroundings.
not real observant.
Go to the sheriff's department?
That's right.
Sheriff, dude.
No.
It would not do to. Here's one of the.
I'm going to step aside and like kind of.
And you notice he has not looked at you at all.
I walked up to him and shook their hand.
Looked right past you.
In this day and age, you're female. Oh!
In Mormon country.
In Mormon
I'm gonna
country.
keep talking to him. I'm gonna be lucky if I don't chop their hand.
That's a great idea. Let's get on the wrong side of the law. And
I'm not looking at it. I was just wandering around town.
I'm gonna continue to talk to them about what happened. That I apprehended the
There are two more.
sus. I don't know that you can say
One was
suspect.
injured, the other one took him somewhere else.
Perpetrator.
Or with her.
2 more outlaws.
Nah, just 2 more of these with her. I don't know who they were.
But right about this time,
I-
I want to be coming back in.
I
It'd take you a little while.
expect
A while.
to get my handcuffs
He walks over and undoes the handcuffs, and then hands them to you. Come along, Buford. You folks are free to go. And when they start to try and move him, he doesn't walk with them. Look at him kind of weird. Whatever alchemical device you used, nice. You pick him up and start walking him out. Scary ladies looking at you. Dillinger fights up. They are hers. I saw her use them. Contrary to the local area, I've found that across the West that women are just as capable as the men.
I'm not saying she's not. I'm not saying she's not.
Actually, I just think like rather than forcing me to have strength, I'm gonna use my strength.
Alright, so that would be an opposed fight and brawling. Strength will come after
So I use my fight.
with a minus. How much? Alright, so opposed strength checks, we get a +2. Sure.
In the D4, you have 25% chance of exploding. You just gotta do it 5 times. Roll 1 die.
I am not a character who wants to go to the bad side. I would just like to say,
But his character doesn't know that.
I am
She
teaching
lashes
him a
out.
very good lesson.
She moves so fast you almost don't see her hands start to move, and then the handcuffs are just yanked right out of her hands. Alright, I guess it's going to be quickness rolls.
I'm gonna have to get Dave. I think I'm gonna draw guy. Oh!
Alright, so Dave over there. He's hiding behind Dave. Dave is just standing there watching and take it.
Yeah, I'll just come from down here and like, that's really bad.
Yep.
Never had a kill party before. I'm just saying, I have never had a kill party before.
Dillinger ducks down behind the podium.
I'll have to do it with you, though.
+2 on quick drawing,
You drew. Sorry.
which puts you on the wrong side of the wall.
You know, I think she tactic or tackle first.
It would be theft. I wouldn't see it as an attack.
But
But-
she stole from me. I'm drawing my weapon.
But Dillinger did tell you it's rightfully her property, so that still puts you on the wrong side of the wall.
Now you can do that.
That's just on every week. That's
I
how you
have
why.
lost very few characters.
Alright, you guys got your cards?
Yeah.
Aces.
You can always just leave it.
I think I'm gonna try ridiculing you guys.
Both of them, or?
I'm on Susan's side, so this time.
Alright, go ahead and make your ridicule check. And it's opposed by ridicule as well, so you get to make a ridicule check.
1d6 minus 4. And he busted it. Really good.
Okay, I've got a total of 13. You're scaring the kids.
That's the rules. Alright. Alright. Samuel. Whatever. Something about that guy's voice just kind of gets into your head, causing you to take a -4 to your next action, as well as you lose your highest part. And you get a random draw from the fate pile. All right. Any other aces? Kings. King of Hearts.
I'm going to draw my
Sword.
sword.
God, I haven't had to use Tests of Will in a long time.
That's not.
12. Your sword comes out extremely quickly.
I'm going to point at it, and I'm going to kindly suggest that he puts his guns away. Otherwise, his head shall no longer be attached to his body.
Overall,
Overall,
yep, opposed by Guts, Joe.
Your guts is on your spirit.
So 1d12, or is it d12? Yeah, 1d12.
for that spot.
Yeah, you're using your
I'm using
John Wayne.
Elgato, or is it John Wayne? I don't know. Permitting.
Oh, they're in.
Hold on. You're using the one that lets you reroll.
Yeah, and I think that's a red chip, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh God, it only allows. Is it? Does it say any roll?
Yeah,
Okay.
even if it was a bust.
Yeah, it doesn't say specific physical traits.
Um,
Good.
Yeah, John Wayne is about resisting fear and keeping going.
so is it defense?
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to draw my chips.
I got luck.
What'd you get? Oh, she's got a big sword pointing at you, and she's threatening you, but you're not terribly impressed. The little guy over there was a little more scary. Well, not scary, but he unnerved you more.
Oh, but he has a -4.
Oh, yes. So 2. You didn't make 5, or you did make 5. So that would just make you unnerved for the next action, which is a -4.
I'm gonna let him.
Make the next
I
action.
mean,
All right, that was kings, queens,
I would need a diamond.
jacks, tens. Okay, nines,
I think
eights.
you're the only card left.
Only got one card left.
You didn't have any cards
I
left.
had one. I'll be ready.
Ah. All right, that'll be quickness.
So it's -4 carries over to this one.
Not to the quickness.
That's the quick one. Yeah.
It's the next action.
Okay. Alright, so you got 11. So you're at 5.
It's number 5.
So you get one from that bus, so you get 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's
20.
20. If you stop at 5.
Take supernatural means to get higher. All right, aces. This is weird. I don't have to draw any cards. What you gonna do? Just like reholster?
I'm gonna take my sleep card.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lower my score. And I'm going to say, we have an issue. It can be discussed. It does not need to go to blows.
All right. You gonna do anything else? That'll take us back out of combat rounds.
I'm always said the thing is mightier than the sword. Than the sword or words.
And her sword is about 6 feet long.
In my mind, he's a drunk idiot.
I'm sober.
Had a couple drinks, but
I'm sober genius and things like
yeah, I know I'm not smart.
I've been picking that.
I know where he's staying. The guy who
Mhm.
talked for the expedition. And Armin is back at the room. They're back at the room.
Well, I think he's back at the room. You don't know. They left him in there.
You said that's where you were going.
Dillinger stands back up and says, well, if we're back to civilized, Reporte, then I think...
I said that not before Dylan, or I said that before he started talking. It was the end of mine.
If you'll excuse me, have a good day.
I'm
And
gonna
he
go out.
calmly makes
Is
his
there
way
like a
out.
side door?
hell, Andy?
There's a total of 3 doors out of this room. The one right there, one there, one there, and now there are people collecting the bodies. You would guess or
I'll go out the back door.
okay. So you're not stepping over bodies? Right.
Hold on, before I go into this, is stuff in the case gonna be okay?
Yes, quite.
Not worried about it. I'm gonna use 2 chips on him. Like, I am so mad about that. Hey, you just have to touch me. Oh, that's because I'm trying to get
Her dice were shit Saturday night.
I'm sorry, but
I don't know nothing about you either.
exactly.
And you took my handcuffs.
I tried to take your handcuffs. They were handed to me.
And I said hand them over.
And you really asked me to do this. Got your handcuffs. Everybody asked for them.
It's like being a peanut gallery.
You don't want to talk about, the issue we talk about them. You're like, hand them over.
Why are you taking other people's things? And in fact, I told those guys.
They were handed to me.
However, I told those. Seated
They handed to me, and I was just like, what?
that they were mine. It's not my fault that they're being considerate. That does not mean that you have to be either.
You were being really considerate.
No, you were. They were mine. And you're like, oh look, I got a pair of handcuffs. Woo, I'm a man. I'm super cool. And I'm like, give them here.
I'm definitely going to put a bullet back in the head sometime during this approach. I swear to God, it's going to happen. Friendly fire. Oops. On the way.
That's funny. That's funny.
If I'm buying box.
Joe's just mad. I'm disappointed. I see what you did.
You haven't been asked to yet. Make her ask. probably tastes like somebody heard about how the flavor tasted, and that's how they designed it.
Almost.
Our men
It's corn. Not the right one.
our men Jason.
Yeah, you catch Jason on his way back out of the boarding house.
Jason.
It's filled with Mormons. I reiterate. And if you're Mormon, I'm sorry to I don't care about it.
South Park is the right answer. Yeah, we should talk to you.
All right.
Good thing, like, I don't go out of my way to kill people.
If I stand to left and right, if you're in front of them, I'm good.
Unless there's someone in front of me, and then I can speak into at the same time.
Balance it. All
Um,
right. So you're just gonna come back wandering around now? Follow him back to his boarding house.
Yeah, he's scared to get back.
yeah.
And to be fair, she wasn't swinging at your neck either.
Right, and I wasn't
And Armin
really-
wasn't swinging at your neck.
Right, he's just intimidating because of his fighting prowess.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, Ben's running to the bathroom.
I mean, yeah, you run!
No, I just don't know game wise like what our next direction is. You guys can just offer an effort to include me in the group. So I don't
Well,
know
because-
what
You're a drunk idiot.
to do. Right,
I don't know how else to put it.
right. I'm playing a Cheryl.
Chauvinistic pig, drunk idiot. Like,
I'm playing a Cheryl character. Right.
They specifically state that they have asked that no visitors are allowed.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Okay.
Kristen said, try.
Right.
All right.
You need to loosen up, she said.
I don't need to lose.
I said drink it. You heard right.
Let me get myself a shot glass.
Well, I guess I'll just take Jebediah
I
and
say, you like that Morgan spice rum?
or up.
Yeah, it's just a heavier spiced version of that. Right. It's Cat Morgan black spice rum essentially, but with more of a kick and a little cheaper.
That cracker's not bad.
Yeah.
It's right in the Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels, all that. Thanks.
Oh, that smells good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We mix all of our stuff, so it's a real subtle
Right.
taste.
Fairborn.
It's not anything else.
Ready to smoke.
Good bourbon and good rum.
Now,
Well, that one's supposed to
technically, this.
be. Yeah.
But Cheryl, my guy's not a bourbon. I'm just not that roll.
Yeah.
That's good.
And he's not a drunkard. I was just nervous, so took 2 shots at the end.
I may or may
Oh,
not.
I'm sorry.
He's a recovering.
Dick.
Right. So
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
better describes
Above board.
Yeah. So, besides, I have to take the oath of poverty and blood.
What's the oath of poverty?
Hmm.
I don't know what it is. What is it?
I
She's
can't.
only allowed to
Stay
keep what
poverty?
she needs.
Yeah, because she needs to fully dressed.
I do need to really just fit in with society.
Okay, I didn't know what the oath of poverty was.
Yeah,
So
I-
you can't buy excess. Yeah.
I
Like a buck.
only need what I need.
Right. Okay. I didn't know if it was like you
and
have to defend the poverty.
And blood is,
You have to hunt down those who have betrayed the temple.
that's what I was going to say. I thought it was I had to go after that, guys.
Not specifically bad temples. Is that
I'm heroic, with big riches,
Number 2, aren't you?
loyal, self-righteous, with blind eyes, and stubborn.
Yeah, I can smell those.
I mean, I think I did a pretty good job of playing this character.
all right?
I'm also brave.
I'm not good at playing con. I'm
I
not
think you
trying
do
to
great
display him as an idiot.
As a
God.
idiot. That's
Two drinks is a drunk to you? 2 drinks? It's basically meal piss. Bottle.
Oh, is that like the Happy Mud or whatever it is that Cinder calls it on
Sunshine
Tuesday?
Mud.
Sunshine Mud.
Yeah.
And for those of you who watch that one, I now have a prop so I can properly play Merc.
Oh, there you go.
it feels like I'm spend money.
I said I was bad at role playing, but your husband was. So.
Why am I the worst?
What?
Why am I the worst?
You
Anywho.
were Merc at the time. You weren't James.
Any idea how long till they're going to be able to?
No idea. However, what are you guys going to do during the day then? Epitaph? That would require a streetwise check to try and find the local office.
Or to be friends with local county help them.
That would help. Make a area knowledge local. Or home county.
Oh, yeah, well, look. So that's 12, and then
No.
another no?
It's 6 and 5.
6 and 5. So you-
It's always your highest.
Okay.
Unless it's
So 11. So 11 on home county. So.
Yeah, you know where it's at. You also know that it got shut down.
What is it exactly?
It's a rag of yellow journalism. They report on things like monster sightings.
Oh, yeah. I heard a monster one time. It was up in the barn, but it turned out it was. But yeah, they shut that place down. I don't know what was going on with it. No, but I caught a fish one time. That long.
that long.
It was over a
6
mile.
inches, right?
Yeah, it was that long. So if you ever want to go fishing, I know a few spots. Date's nice.
All right. What about the rest of you? You or you?
What city is this house?
It is a large city where there's a constant layer of smog all over the city that's coming out of junkyard. Ghost rock fumes, ghost rock smoke.
Junkyard not the junkyard I
It's not the junkyard you know. It's similar, but it's not quite there yet. And unlike the junkyard you know, where you can go blocks and blocks and blocks and not see a single living soul, the junkyard here is packed shoulder to shoulder 90% of the time. when you're walking through the streets.
What is the poverty level of? Are there people in need of healing?
The Mormons who don't live in Junkyard all seem to be in really great shape financially. Junkyard is where all the poverty seems to be. It's primarily like miners with ghost rock lung.
That's okay.
Yeah, it would take you time, but
Can I go in the junkyard?
Sit down,
and find
partner.
sort of like,
Yes, I would be referring to
you make it streetwise.
does that make sense?
Yep.
you. You do realize that
Yeah.
there is no escape from
You said
your
streetwise?
present
Yeah.
situation. Furthermore, there is no escape from your present location.
You're
either.
pretty sure the only church
Don't give it.
in this town is that big cathedral you saw outside of Junkyard, the Mormon temple.
Can I, first off, do I need,
No.
do I need an escort?
I mean,
Anybody have to look at me because I'm a girl? I won't
No.
walk around in a man's dress.
no, nobody will look twice
I
at
took
you.
the man's dress off. I'm back into my
So,
duster.
Junkyard is where all of the non-Mormon people live. And they live, the best way to describe it would be a ghetto.
Can I just go and see if anybody's
Yeah.
looks like they're in need?
Spend your day wandering around helping the downtrodden. Yes. Gus would have a tenement in Junkyard.
Because he's a drunk idiot.
No, he's not Mormon.
No, they didn't hear you.
Now you went with Dave. All right. What about Jason?
Well, keeping up with the mod fellow.
Urban seems to be okay, just still out.
Kind of out. I'll go out and, I'll have one of the hotel persons keep an eye on him.
Well, you're staying in a tenement house
I'll get them a house.
or boarding house, I think. would be what they're doing.
And he'll find and I'll take
In case he wakes up.
wakes up. Say, hey, this is what happened. Hey, this is what we planned. I know that the story.
Actually, strangely, no, there wasn't. Watching her back.
I like him though. I'm okay with running you. You don't have to hide from me. You have to. That's just. So I may or may not like Jordy
She's talking out of character. You find a few people, you succeed, you fail, but for the most part, you do good. You feel the saints smiling down upon you.
Where is I don't know his name. No. Where is Mr. Chauvinistic fish?
You have no idea.
I don't need to know as Susan. I need to know as Zoe. No, actually this isn't my role.
It actually is not her.
This is Will's role.
Will's the one who started this.
Well, we started with the original map.
Yeah.
You
That's
passed
a long
it
story.
around.
What was the talking stage?
Alright, so a few hours pass. You guys are all doing your own thing. And each of you receive a note from a courier that invites you to visit Dr. Haskins at Salt Lake City Grand at 7 p.m. And it says just to ask for him at the front desk. Dr. Haskins. Now, if only we can convince Kristen to play, because then she could jump on Vesta too.
I don't know who to play.
I'm not upset with her jumping on.
Look, did you know banana is to certain parts?
She's just supposed to test the bananas though.
I just can't eat a banana. Certain parts. I can't eat certain parts. A banana.
Enjoy your chicken.
That's weird.
He was bouncing his foot.
Alright, Dr. Haskins, 7 p.m. Don't be tough.
Alright. So, as you all arrive, and yes, it's all 5 of you, at the front desk at the Salt Lake Grand,
I am going to be
I mean, you gotta roleplay that.
members.
Just telling me doesn't make it happen.
She doesn't want to roleplay
I'm assuming what? Is this fancy attire or is this not fancy
I
attire?
mean, it's right around a
I'll bring
late,
my suit.
You
a late
have
dinner
suit,
time.
You don't have another outfit?
No.
How do you only have one outfit? We had so much money. We had so much money.
Yeah.
By horse.
$250.
I also look super nice all the time.
And I have $80 left over.
Miss Buckboard.
You don't need to get your body now.
No, I would always look my best at all times. It's part of my soldier's training. Yeah. This is my uniform right here.
I'm gonna have my duster on.
Your Stetson, your duster.
My duster, my boots.
Never mind. Never mind.
It's not what happens. People are really bad to me. And I'm just gonna tip my hat to the new folks and take a seat. So I can keep an eye on him, but I'm not gonna be like keep an eye on him. I'm just gonna be like,
Corner your eye.
Not sneak on it. Hold on.
just make sure he's not pulling any guns on me.
I'm being cordial.
One of the bellhops comes over and says, "Please, follow me to Dr. Haskins."
But we're going to a room that we didn't clear.
Yes, in his room. In his suite.
Oh, there's no
Not a whole
tomatoes
floor.
on.
And
You'll probably be good at this game.
I'm a drunk guy.
You know how many calories are in every drink you take.
The diets, man. Everything.
the bellhop leads you up to the 4th floor and over to one of the suites, knocks on the door, and the African American woman opens it. And she looks a little grim, but motions for you guys to come in. And he's bald.
Super bald, like a straight light watching my head.
No eyebrows either.
No mustache, no nose hair, no hair.
I never noticed that about you, Dave.
My face is kind of like, ooh, but I guess the
You can hide your wing
just-
flaps
I-
under your
flaps
cover.
are under the shirt.
I just remembered that. I was like, we were talking about your deformities. I'm like, gee,
Yeah, he looks like he's perfect. Like,
The lady leads you into a sitting room, which is very nicely appointed. You see Dr. Haskins relaxing in an easy chair. A large goose egg is on his left temple. She walks over and applies an ice pack to the lump, holding it there insistently until Dr. Haskins takes hold of it. And he says, "Greetings, my friends. Dr. Edgar Haskins." What's that? I don't remember. I think she was just trying not to shout out on the mics. Please excuse me if I don't rise. My head is still spinning a bit from the blow that miscreant gave me. May I present my assistant and bodyguard, Miss Sophie Miller. I'm guessing you're all quite curious about why I've called you here, but before I tell you, would you all mind introducing yourselves and perhaps telling me a little bit about yourself?
My name is Gus. That's about the whole thing. I just live here in town. Kind of wandered into your exhibit, I guess it was. I'm just a little handyman around town. Nothing too special. I'm not drunk if you were thinking that.
Okay, hello there.
This is my friend Dave. Just met him.
You. Hungry Dave? Yeah. I'm from Baton Rouge.
Ah, the old red stick.
You know, a few things about Paris critters. One was a zookeeper. Pretty good with swords, you saw that.
Yes. How about you, sir?
Tammy Walker. Yeah. Displaced lawman, I guess, is what you could say, a little far from home.
And where do you call home?
Texas.
Ah. Be careful announcing that here in these parts. I mean, Deseret is neutral in the war, but your government has not been kind to the Mormons.
Yeah, that's one reason why I keep my badge covered up.
You, sir.
well, I'm here with her, but between you and me, I'm from Galveston. Used to be a soldier, not anymore.
Interesting aesthetic with the bald pate and lack of eyebrows. You shave them yourself?
Accident.
Wait, did you two get too close to the same fire? Bomb? I don't assume I know what nuclear was.
No, you would.
Oh, okay, Dave.
They call me drunk.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know too much about that, around these parts.
that leaves the young lady there, and I believe you did have another man with you. Is he all right? I
Totally
see.
fine.
And you are, ma'am?
Susan? Right. What did you want to know?
He just wanted to know a little about you.
Pretty handy with the sword.
Indeed.
Pretty. I don't know. Where am I from? Boise? Where are we from?
That's your home. You're in Salt Lake City. Utah.
Boise. Traveled a long way to get here.
Really?
Not directly from here to
I was going to say, Boise's only a few days' ride.
understandable.
She picked me up, so
Think of it as like spiraling around to
Hmm.
get here. It's been a road.
Well then, let us proceed to the matter at hand. The way you dealt with those miscreants at our event today was definitely impressive.
Thank you.
Out of character, you know what I find funniest?
Hmm.
Is that the crowd trampled over like more than half of them and we didn't do much.
You know the journey I'm going to embark on, and you know the kind of help I'll be needing. This little incident only reinforces my desire to surround myself with competent people. You all would seem to fit the bill nicely.
well, most of us.
What's that?
Well, most of us.
I can offer substantial pay, a healthy share of the fame and fortune that's sure to accompany the discovery of what Powell found, and frankly, a chance to be a part of history. That may not sound like much, but trust me, the papers will be paying handsomely for first-hand accounts of our journey when we return. Are you folks interested?
Are we going to the Grand Canyon?
Yes, indeed. What about Susan?
Susan, you want to go to the Grand Canyon with me?
I was all for it until there was the with me part.
We can leave her here, that's good. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Samuel will go. We'll leave Susan here. Are you eating a banana?
I am.
2 carbs.
Not too hard. Too serving.
Well, if you have
That's
one
a huge
carb
difference.
each serving, then that's 2 servings with 1 carb. Susan, are you going?
What?
Touch yourself.
Again?
There's no blood though.
That is not a
Oh, that's really bad.
Yes, I'll go. But I need terms though.
Ah,
What are our
terms.
expectations? What?
Well, my plan is this. We intend to follow the 1873 Powell Expedition's exact planned path into the Grand Canyon. A train will ferry us and our equipment as far as Cedar City in southern Nevada. From there, we shall travel overland by horse and wagon through the very southern tip of Utah and into northern Arizona. The expedition's last verifiable position was on the Colorado River as they passed the mining town called Cliffside, located on the edge of the Marble Canyon. That shall be our starting point for the actual assault on the canyon itself. From there, we shall meet up with a few guides that I've arranged for, and with assistance of special equipment generously provided by Smith and Robards, we shall head down into the canyon itself. The planned time for the expedition is a little over a month, but I should mention that it could take longer.
That should take longer.
It could take longer. Now, I fully expect us to run into trouble on occasion. There's Apache that we could run into. There's gangs like the Laughing Boys. And for those of you who don't know, they're a very large gang, akin to the James gang, the same ilk. They do make the Grand Canyon their home, but they use the portion farther east than what we're entering in. So hopefully we won't run into it. Plus any number of wild animals that we may have to deal with. Now, what's that? No, this is Dr. Ash. Now, I'm willing to offer you $50 a day, along with a 1% share of any treasure found, and full rights to publish your own account of the expedition in any way you see fit. Yes. Each. Yes. Oh yeah. $50 a day is a princess. If you so wish, yes. You can bring your animals. We'll be able to put them on the train, and they can travel with us at least as far as Cedar City, where I'll make sure that any animals that we all bring are taken care of. So, what say you? Are you still in? Well, you don't know about her oath.
This is
Persuasion check. Busted. Chipping? That's the correct target for engines. What color chip?
Red, did I use my
Well, I can understand. I can understand your concern, but $50 a day is quite. Other than that, are you still willing to go? 2 days. Alright, well then, glad to have you all aboard. We'll be traveling the first leg by the Denver Pacific Route, courtesy of Smith & Wesson. I believe some reporters will be accompanying us to leave the start of the city. The expedition will provide all the trail goods you need, food, water, and the like, as well as all the gear from the Grand Canyon as well. As for your own personal gear, you're welcome to bring whatever you're willing to carry. We can even transport any horses, like I said, on the train. I'm sure that we can get you covered. We're providing food and drink. You're expected to supply your own weapons in case, although the expedition will pay for any ammunition. Our departure time is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, daily. And unless there's anything else, I need you here at 1 p.m. From my understanding, they were just local ruffians looking to make a name for themselves. Apparently, they picked the wrong time and the wrong place. A couple of months No, nothing I don't know of it. Well, I planned on hiring people in the secret station, but you folks have already proved yourselves. All right. He does feed you guys a very fine dinner. Says good night to you all at the end of the evening, and you guys have 2 days to handle whatever you wish. If you want to pick up any extra equipment, now's the time. Junkyard is a very
With what money?
and some of you still have money.
I'll pick us up some of that good stuff I got. Cheap. They like
Yes. In jerking time, not during methanol. A lot of urea. I got $30 left. I don't think I need much.
Oh yeah, I got 75 cents.
I have $79.40.
Is there anything you want to pick up?
Regular clothes.
I do want to pick up regular clothes because I need to know what I'm supposed to be wearing. If he's dressed up all the time,
You probably need some really wearable clothes for the gift.
anybody that they put.
yeah.
Wrong main book, Cheryl. That's the future main book.
Oh, that's because this is the car. This is the stuff. No, it's
Fire it's not us either.
we're not.
Okay, I just need to know how much restaurant
I need to make a creation guide for
Yeah.
your list.
Well, we went to this nice dinner. You
got dressed fancy. I wasn't dressed fancy. You ever fancy?
Oh, I had my duster on. My duster,
He was
remember?
he was
Yeah, I'm the only one that's dressed in a suit like all the time.
He looks like a tin horn.
I
A
have
bald,
my boots on,
shiny bald
my
tin
steps
horn.
in, my duster.
I definitely look out of place.
Do I have my tabard?
No, you have your duster, your tabard.
Remember, you made your duster into. It has the Maltese cross on it. You don't have an actual tabard right now, but
I didn't think so.
if you were acting like other Templars, most of the time your tabard would be stowed in.
Why?
She likes to make Joe proud. Come on.
The reason being is most Templars disguise themselves as somebody who's undertrodden, like
See if like others
to see
will
if
help
the
them or
exactly to
help
see if the
themselves.
town that they're in is worthy of being helped.
Yeah, but
Because if
I
they
would-
treat a wandering beauty or a wandering scavenger who's down on his luck or down on her luck,
oh,
poorly.
it's like Beauty and the Beast.
if they're treated poorly, the Templar will just leave without ever letting them know that they were there and that their salvation was.
I kind of like the idea though of going in and being like,
She's prideful. She wants everybody to know what she is.
you know, it's cool.
Yeah, but if you do it that way, you start earning points in the hated hindrance.
How many people do I not usually?
True.
I'm
But there's going to be a first time, I'm certain of it.
actually usually pretty can I pick up a skill right now?
At the end of the session, yeah.
Or like in the middle?
We're almost to the end of the session.
Really upset if she doesn't get to shoot something.
Well,
Everybody else can put one.
I want to look. I might get it done.
Unless I know what it's getting. Well, hold on, I can recommend one. I know a good gunsmith.
How much is it in stuff? No.
I just said I know a good gunsmith and you asked me about something.
Well, I think you can get the price.
Well, cheap stuff, $2 off. I know because I don't hear cheap stuff for $2 off.
I was gonna buy you a bottle of good stuff.
Probably takes like this. I don't ever let the pass it.
I mean, it depends how much it is. $50 a day. You might be able to buy
$50 a
10
day.
bottles of
I
it.
made my little month $10 a month, $50 a day will give me all right. All of it. I don't even know how to go about stuff. She wanted me to tell her name. Liquor, good stuff, bottle, $5.
I'm gonna buy you a bottle of it.
That's all you're trying to do now.
Because I don't want you to go without your liqueur.
Trying to bribe your friend here.
I bought 3 bottles.
Well, you have a bottle of it. Got it.
All right. Anything else anybody's going to pick up while they're here in town?
Because I don't think I'll make the trip without this. As the bottles are clicking all over the backpack.
I know a guy or two.
Cat's Army.
Yeah, I've done some work with that. Utah.
Sheep.
Today.
Sheep.
Yeah. I've done good work. Good for a little bit.
Cheryl by drugs.
So I'll take him down to Cat's Armory.
So, Dustin, if you would like to know more about your hometown,
Yes, sir. I read a little bit in the. Okay, I did not read that one. I read it all over the page.
you can borrow it.
That's why I thought I didn't do what I did.
Yeah, the agency, I mean,
Secret.
yeah, they're very secret.
Right. But, I mean, we know about the Secret Service and that's the president.
Which is completely different.
Right. But that's, you don't know a lot about that. But they're big. Alright, I took him down to Captain Armory.
Okay. And you're able to find any regular rifle you like. It'd be
You already figured out.
decent range. How much are you willing to spend? Alright, so this should come in at your price range, and she pulls a rifle that's about 5.5 feet long off of that wall. This, and she hands it over to you. Bolt action, Sharp's Big 50. 50 caliber round. Bolt action. So you have to reload it after every shot. It's good out to a fair distance, and it packs a wallop. I mean, they were using it to hunt buffalo back when it was still safe to do so. There is no lever action 50 cal.
I didn't know.
This is 20. The Sharp's Big 50 is 20, right? I mean, if you put the right scope on it, half mile easy. What's that? A little over a mile. No, a little over 1.1 miles. At its deepest. A scope? It has a range increment of 20, so after the first 20 yards, every 20 yards after that is an additional -2. If you have a scope, you increase that range increment. So like a ×2 scope makes it range increment of 40, ×4 scope make it a range increment of 80. So, and I think ×4 is the best. The rifle itself is $20. The scope? Scopes are in the scope robot. And the ammo is 50 long, right? Yeah, 50 long.
They're gonna pay for the ammo. They're gonna work on it.
Well, you still need to buy it up front.
You might have run the reimbursement.
Rifle is $4 per box of it. Nope, prices are what they are.
Oh, man.
No penalty for fault. if you have shooting pistols, it's a -4 to shoot. You don't have shooting rounds. You could spend 3 bounty points as a little session and add rifles to it. Sharp's Big Pivot. I mean, it depends. Are you going to be, you plan to be relatively close to your fighting, or do you want to reach out and touch something?
Right, I got pistol with the shotgun, but it's going to be an accident,
And you won't know until you get there. Range increment is 1. Holds 1 shot, 4d10.
Defense sight, effective.
Right now.
money while we're there.
What you get?
Are they gonna supply our food over there, or is it like,
No, they're providing all food and water for the trip. What's that? $4 for a box of food. Yep. But you see like an owl does.
I did fortunate game to do that. Yeah, something I'm doing right
Alright, after you guys pick up all of your equipment, you show up at this room at 1 on the next day. He leads you down to the Denver Pacific Railhead. And the crowd at the station is considerably smaller than the one that was present at the announcement. And in addition to yourselves, Sophie and Edgar, there's about 15 to 40 photographers that are accompanying, at least as far as City. All of your gear is loaded onto one of the baggage cars, along with quite a few crates that are labeled with Smith & Robards logo. They have everybody load up at 2 p.m. and the eerie moan of a ghost rock boiler fills the air as it pulls out of the station. As you guys are pulling out and kind of looking out the windows, everybody make a straight cognition check. This is going to be sight, so if you have keen or eagle eyes. Cognition is the top button. Yep, and if you have keen or eagle eyes, it counts. That's 6. What did Jason get? 5? 33.
I got a 12. Well, what was the one?
What did Sandy get? 5? Do you have the keen or eagle eyes? So you get that +2. Actually, let me double check that. That might affect that roll. Yeah, it counters your key. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's only 2 key.
So, Dave and Gus, as you guys are pulling out, you see a suspicious looking fellow at the back of the platform watching the train pull out. He's wearing brown robes, dark hair that's slicked back, looks like he's used hair grease to slick it all back, real pencil thin mustache, and he's just eyeing the train. And then he suddenly turns on his heel and then melts back into the crowd. All right. For accepting Haskins' offer, 1 white check. For exceptional roleplay around the table, add a red. Actually, let me look out at the table.
I said like 3 red chips tonight, so.
Add an additional red check. Yep. You guys brought Armin along, put him in a sleeper car because he's still unconscious. You figure he'll probably wake up. And with that, we shall end it on that note. You guys seeing a creepy looking dude right before the train. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed. Hopefully our sound. Thank you. And we'll see you next time. Have a good night.